welcome back to the Whole Bucket. I am Cheryl, and this is the first ever Friday freebie feature where I am going to show you some things that you can get for mixed media or junk journaling or any kind of journaling or any kind of paper crafting, and what you can do with the free things that you can find on the internet. Today's example is going to be a little bit multi-purpose because I got this set of printable papers from a company and a couple of ladies called PM Artist Studio. And if you haven't heard of them before, they make stencils and stamps, and they do live shows on YouTube, and they have some digitals, which this is a free sample of. You might be looking at this going, free samples of what? If you're new to mixed media, right, and you don't, and this looks like, what in the world is it? I'll be explaining that in just a minute. And they have a group on Facebook called Makers of Mixed Media Art. And there are a lot of fun people there, a lot of fun activities there, things to participate in and to do. This is not only one of their digital things that you can get, but it is also going to be part of a color challenge. So this month, they have a new color challenge each month, and this month the color challenge is to use 3 colors in a project, and the 3 colors are chartreuse, turquoise, and terracotta, and then you get a couple of freebies. You get black, white, and 1 metallic. I think it's just 1 metallic, because I could go crazy with metallics. But as far as I know, you just get 1. And you have to use those colors somehow in a project. Well, I have a project I'm going to do on a live show this coming Sunday from when this posts. That's going to be a big mixed media project, but today's project is going to be something a little bit simpler. And let's just get going. That's enough of the intro stuff. So this you can get for free. So if you want to go to PM Artist Studio and you look at their products and their digitals especially, and you look at them and go, well, what in the world do I need these digitals for? And how do I know if I can trust their quality? And all that kind of jazz. Well, they give you these 4 pages to just get them for free, try them out, and learn what it's all about, and see what their quality level is, and all that jazz. So you get these 2 half pages. So it has these 2 designs on. It has these 2 designs on this half page situation. It, sorry, excuse me, Mr. Malik is just passing through. Okay, there we go. It has this full page, and it has this full page. And like I said, if you're new to mixed media, you might be thinking to yourself, this looks really weird. I see a lot of colors, I see a lot of squiggles. On this one you can see some other patterns under all the squiggles. You might be like, what is this all about? Well, this is all about creating texture, layers of stuff. Mixed media is using any and all of your toys as an artist to create whatever the heck you want in layers of stuff. And today, like I said, we're going to do a super simple project, and we're going to do it with this paper. So this one also has turquoise, terracotta, right? It doesn't really have the chartreuse in it, though. This one has turquoise squiggles. It has some terracotta speckles in the background, And it has some chartreuse qualities in this green. So we're going to use this one today. And I don't know if they did that on purpose, that one of their freebie papers has all of the color challenge colors. I kind of think it might have just been a happy accident. But we're going to use this anyway as a large part of this project. We're also going to use this. So this is just some cardstock that I happen to have on hand. And I'm going to show you one of the things you can do with this freebie paper over here. This is too orange for terracotta, and this is too red for terracotta. I wish I had something that split the difference. And you know what? Terracotta is a lot of different things, and it's different to different people. So I'm just saying what it is to me, but we're going to use this one, I think. I'm going to just create a tag for us today. And I think I'm going to do it approximately 3.5 by 6. So a pretty large tag, really. Oh my. And I have to cut the across one first. So, bear with me a sec. I need to grab a pencil. And I'm going to mark this at 6 inches. So I know where to cut it. Now, it will also now fit in the other direction. That'll be lovely. And I want it 3.5, I think I said. This is actually kind of smaller than I wanted to do. I wonder if I might do more than one. That sounds about my speed. Just do bunches. What's the difference, really? I don't know if you know this about me. If you're new here, you might not. And even if you aren't new here, you might be new to art, this kind of art, right? But I like to outline every single thing ever. Totally not necessary. But what I do is just get my black ink, and I'm just gonna go run this slightly tipped in. See, I'm not tipping it backward. I'm not holding it straight against the paper. I'm kind of tipping it in a little bit. That's just so I get a little bit of a line edge on my cardstock here. And I don't know why I think it's necessary to do this with everything, but I don't. But I do. But I don't. And I'm going to do the same thing on the back. There we go. All right. There's the start of a tag that can go in a journal. It could be a card for a friend. Send it in some mail. It could be a gift tag for, you know, a really big gift. Or, you know, a really big tag on a little tiny gift if you're, you know, one of those funny kind of people. I don't know. It can also just be something that you make for fun. Honestly, art is just good for your brain. And it's good for doing for funsies. And it's good for just so many ridiculous amounts of things. So I'm going to trim the white edge off this piece of paper. And then I'm going to cut this at what I think will be long enough. Let's just go like this and vaguely measure. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I'll show you why in a minute. That's approximately correct. And let's cut this edge off. And this edge off, because I'm not entirely sure which side of this paper I'm going to use for the tag I'm making. Oh, shoot. I just accidentally took a big slice out of this. I should be more careful with sharp things. Okay, so now I have this piece of paper that has the cool colors in it that I need, and I have a tag that I'm going to put it on. And here's why it didn't need to be exact. I am going to tear the edges of this. So I want a straight line here and a straight line here to go along the edges of this tag. But then I want to tear the tag so that it you know, it's going to create kind of a cross section in here. And what I'm not sure is, do I want it to go like this? Or it could go on this side? Or it could go like this and tear here? Or it could go like this and tear here. And yes, I'm doing this for a reason, not just to be silly. I'm actually trying to see in my head kind of where the lines go, what pattern I think I'm gonna like best. It's really all just guesswork at this point, right? Because there's nothing exact about it right now. But I'm kind of guessing. I'm kind of guessing, folks. And I think I have decided. At least this is what I'm gonna try first. I'm gonna try the straight lines in this corner, and I'm going to try this torn down this way. So I'm not going to tear very much off to start with. I can always tear more off if I need to / want to. But this is the idea of what I'm doing. I'm going to cover up part of this tag with this paper. And actually it's pretty close to what I would like. So I think I'm going to just tear the top part a little bit so that I get inside that one corner over there. And then I'm going to tear this little edge right here off. And then take another look. There. That's kind of what I'm doing. Okay. Now, something I just noticed. Actually, I probably should have noticed this before we even got started. But if this is my plan, and this was my idea right from the get-go, I've got some empty space back here. And I could leave it. I mean, the color is lovely. And it complements the whole thing the thing as a whole, right? But I could also put some stuff back there. So I'm actually going to do that. And here, I think I know just what we're going to do too. Hold on, people. I'm getting there. There we go. I am going to pull out another PM Artist Studio piece because I have a stencil from PM Artist Studio, and I need a piece of scratch paper. That's what I need. And you believe this? I'm an art studio for paper art right now, and I have a hard time finding scrap paper. So we're gonna work on the back of this dyed paper instead. Goodness me. So I am going to take the stencil and set it about like that-ish, because I want this swirly stuff to be up here. And I'm going to go over to my, oh my goodness, you know what? I think this might be the closest thing I have to chartreuse. That's actually a pretty chartreusey color, but oxides are kind of opaque and kind of, I don't know, a little flat, and chartreuse is usually a little jazzy. So we'll see how this works. The opacity, I was going to say opaqueness, but I mean, let's be real. The word is opacity. The opacity should lend itself well to covering up this background color. so that the viney bits that I'm trying to portray on here show up nice. I'm hoping, guys. So I got this. This is a stencil from, like I said, PM Artist Studio, but here's something that they do. I don't know if you know this, but they have a bunch of different designers. So they support other artists. They are artists and they support other artists. And this one is a design by Darcy at Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media on YouTube. I don't know her other iterations or if she has other iterations, but Darcy designed this and she was so kind to let me have this. She let me have this. And another one too. And it's just lovely. I'm so excited. It was very, very kind of her in any case. So I love these two, this stencil I got from her as well as the other one. I haven't used the other one as much yet, but I have a big plan for it. I'm so excited. All right, so now I have a background. Now you might be saying, how in the world does that background go with that paper? Okay, okay. I mean, that's a little bit legitimate. That I'm kind of getting a lot of stuff going on right here, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. It'll all come together, I swear. That's, you know what? Mixed Media does that a lot. Mixed Media often looks like a lot. And it often is a lot. But you get a lot of detail, you get a lot of interest, you get a lot of texture. That's the lovely part about Mixed Media. Okay. So this time I'm taking my ink and I am doing the same thing on these two straight edges that I did with the black on the cardstock, right? Just tipping it in a little bit to get a nice smooth line down the straight edges. This is not, this ink pad doesn't have tons of ink left in it. I got it on clearance, you know. I got it on clearance. But on the torn edge, I covered up all the white from the tearing. And I don't know if you know this either, but depending on if I was to tear up or to tear down would depend on how much of that white edge there was. And I tore up, making more torn edge than there would be. So I got a nice, not too thick, but a nice amount of green edging. Now, these two pieces marry a little better, but there's still a little wonkiness going on. I know, I know. You know what though? We're going to commit. I'm committing to this whole thing. This is the plan, has been all along, and we're just going to go all the way until the end and see what kind of product we end up getting. I'm going to use my glue stick. This is not my favorite glue stick. I'm new to Yoo-hoo. Some people say ooh-hoo. I don't know which is correct, but I like saying yoo-hoo better. Oh, excuse me. Goodness sakes. This might become my favorite glue stick. I mean, who knows? But because my favorite glue stick has been sold out, I've gotten this one, so I'm just starting to use it more often and see how that goes. Okay, we need to pause a sec. Hold on, one sec. Okay, I'm hoping that's better. I feel like I inhaled a piece of dust or something. Okay. So now, yes, lots going on. We got viney stuff or leafy stuff going on up there. We've got squiggles going on here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or 6 different colors going on. It's a lot. And I've got a pile of stuff over here that we're going to continue to add. And the next thing I found in my collection of stuff is these butterflies. And guess what? They are turquoise, terracotta, and chartreuse. And I thought, oh my gosh, okay, well, you can't really argue with that. So we're going to do a little bit of a butterfly study, just like this. And now, look at what a mess this is. This is a gigantic mess. If I were to glue these down right here, the butterflies do not stand out any more than anything else does. And it's just, I mean, if you like this much visual chaos, which sometimes is a totally legitimate thing, right? First of all, if you like it, and second of all, if you're trying to create visual chaos, this is kind of pulling off visual chaos. It's not what I want in the end for this particular piece of this particular tag. So I'm going to do a couple of things. And there's a lot of different ways that you can make things start to be more harmonious or more blended or more something. One of the ways that I would like to do this right now is I have some terracotta-ish cheesecloth. I have some turquoise cheesecloth, and I have more, more than this, but I have some vaguely chartreuse cheesecloth. But I don't know if I need any more than this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some cheesecloth down on top of this stuff. And then the butterflies will go on top of that. Some decisions need to be made though. Do I do it in this color? Or do I do it in one of the other colors? That actually looks kind of pretty, and the butterflies look fine on top of it. This piece is a little bit more dramatic. Let's see what happens. Ew, okay, well, what happens if we do it in this piece instead? This one is kind of unruly, this piece. It's not behaving particularly. I don't know about you, but I hate it when my cheesecloth doesn't behave. It's just terrible. Just terrible. Okay, so there we go with that. I like this. I like this better than I liked the turquoise. I thought the turquoise was fine and it was pretty. This one, I feel like marries these colors to these colors better. Because it's got that background thing going on, right? And I don't know what I thought I could do with this little string of turquoisey kind of color, but I'm gonna try something here. What if I just made this kind of viney running through here where the butterflies are gonna go, and I just sort of, no, I guess they really gotta go this way. No, they don't gotta. I don't know. Anyways, what if I did that? Oh, actually, I kind of like that. I kind of like just a viney bit joining the butterflies. That's actually kind of fun. A decision has to be made, though. We need to decide. So I want to try just 2 more quick things. I want to try doing this. Okay, I actually like this order better. I thought I had to do it the other way around, but this pulls the red color, or the terracotta, down to here a little more. Makes it gel a little better. Gosh, I still like the viney bit back there, but here's what I want to try quick. I like the viney bit, but it's not calming the thing down very well. So what if I do some of the terracotta cheesecloth down this side and across, but not, I mean, I don't want it completely covering, but like I said, this piece is unruly. Okay, and then what if I put a chartreuse vine on top of the terracotta? That's a lot of freaking layers. Flipping layers. That's a lot of layers. I didn't need the expletive, although it wasn't very, my version of expletives are not exactly swear words, but you know what I meant. What if I do that? Gosh, there's still a lot going on. I'm not sure I'm going to like this tag at all. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm going to like this tag at all. It might be fine in the end, but I actually think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the terracotta and the green viney bit. And then there's more to happen here too. It's a bit ridiculous because part of what I'm doing is Friday Freebie feature, right? That's the whole name of this thing. And I'm supposed to be showing you what you can do with free papers. So I don't want to completely obliterate the thing that's free because it's kind of the point. It's also true that it is the point that I'm doing the color challenge, right? So I'm not entirely sad if I'm covering up my first Friday Freebie. But I'm going to make it up to it in just a minute here. A little bit at least. A little bit at least. Okay, so I'm going to cut this across the bottom. I might have to cut it some more. I'm not sure. I might be cutting it too much. I'm not sure about that either. And I'm going to do some stretching and stuff to make it a little more unruly than I just cut it, because I want the cheesecloth to mimic the edges that I did on the torn piece a bit. So a little bit straight across the bottom and up the side. But frayed on that torn edge. And if I stretch this out a bit, right? And I fray these outside edges, like this whole thing can be chopped off because it doesn't curve. I cut a rectangle instead of a curve. But if I stretch all this cheesecloth out right, then that paper that I got for free from PM Artist Studio is going to show through a little bit more. So I think I'm going to go with about like that. About like that. And in order to do that, I'm just going to Yoo-hoo stick all over this whole piece, because the Yoo-hoo stick will dry very nicely and it's going to be under more layers, so it'll be okay. And it doesn't show up, right? It dries nice. It dries nice. I've actually done it so that it becomes an adding strength layer to some stuff. All right, I'm going to start with this straight line. I'm going to start placing this along the straight line. Come on, come on. Okay, and I glued it onto itself. I glued it in a big mess. Here we go. Okay. There we go. So next I'm going to make sure that the bottom goes a little bit straight, because remember I want to mimic those lines a little bit. And then I'm just going to do this for the sides because it's going to make it go down all raggedy. Except I got to straighten out that bottom some more. Come here, you. Come here, you. There we go. All right, I can chop this bit off. And I don't want it to look like it's overly scissored. So I'm going to scruffy it up a bit. Come on, you can scruffy. Sure you can. I didn't think Harry Potter would ever be a controversial subject, and I'm very sad that it is. But I just want to say that there is this line in Harry Potter that is my absolute favorite, when one of the mirrors looks at Harry and says, "Tuck your shirt in, Scruffy." I want a mirror that tells me to tuck my shirt in because I'm scruffy. I just love that line. Tuck your shirt in, Scruffy. All right, now about this. This is a weird concept. I mean, it's not, viney things is not terribly weird, and I love viney things, so I don't know why I'm surprised, but I did not think of this and I did not intend this, so I'm a little surprised that I tried it and it's gonna work out, I think. Yeah, let's that way. Let's that way. But what about like that? What about just, and I don't think I'm going to glue that down any more than it's already going to stick to the layer of glue that I already put down. So let's bring you closer into the art so you can see what's going on. Gosh, I'm rude. There we go. Okay, let's take you out a little farther from the art because I brought you in so close I can't move. All right, let's see about how things are looking now. I'm going to set these on there carefully so that I don't glue them down. There we go. What are we thinking right now? Oh, you know what? This is actually coming together better than I thought it was gonna. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not hating it. Next thing I'm gonna do here, okay, I'm gonna quote Carrie Griffiths, who says when he does this sort of thing, don't look if you're squeamish. Don't look if you're squeamish. I'm gonna do a little bit of surgery on these butterflies and remove these antennae. Because, as I mentioned before, I really think that every single thing needs to be outlined ever. And I'm going to outline these butterflies with black. Which means the antennae would probably just get wrecked anyway. And we don't want destroyed, I mean, who wants destroyed antennae on their butterflies? So I'm going to get a dauber and go back to that black and do this on the cut edge of all the way around these butterflies. I think I got these butterflies from a 49 in Market pack. Don't quote me on that because I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's 49 in Market that does the laser cuts that I love so much. These are definitely punched out because you can see the little bits where they were attached to their sheets. I also did some clear embossing on these guys to give them some shine and some texture. And right now, this little bit of outlining, I hope, I mean, maybe it's just my imagination, but the hope is that it helps it stand out even a little bit better. once you get it on the background. We will see in just a minute here if that's a real thing or just my imagination. This guy's got a skinny little body. I won't chop his body off, but I'm trying not to wreck it. This guy's antenna were already cut off because they were so tiny I couldn't cut them for nothing. Oh, no, he got punched out too. So maybe he just maybe they just came off. maybe they didn't survive the punching out process. All right, let's see. There we go. There's our butterflies. Let's see if I can get this to sit better. I don't know why this cardstock is so curly, but it is very curly. There we go. Okay. See, I don't think it's my imagination. I think they really are standing out better. It might just be my imagination. Okay, so now, if you know Barbara at 49 Dragonflies, right? She often will take just a little swirl of thread and put it behind a critter, like a butterfly or a dragonfly, to give them their antennae back. And I don't really have any thread right now at my desk, and I'm not going to get up to get any, but I am going to cut off some of this eyelash trim and try this behind the butterflies. So I'm just going to, I'm not in camera if I go way up there. I'm just going to cut off a few sections of the wispies that hang off of this eyelash trim. All right, let's try that. That's probably enough to try, and then if I want more, I can just cut off a few more. So here's what you do. You just take a little bit of your, she takes thread that's all wrapped up. I'm just taking some wispies of this stuff. And then you just go like this. And yeah, I know that's not antennae, right? Not at all. But it sort of mimics the legs and the antenna that would be there and the wispiness of those parts of the critter. So like I said before, I'm not doing a lot of second guessing. I'm just going to go for stuff. So here we go. I've also noticed that I just put these down where I'm guessing the butterflies are going to go. These are vaguely the areas they were just sitting in, but I didn't make any decisions about that either. So this is me just, you know, going out on limbs all over the place. Yes, I do understand that I am quite goofy. I like goofy. Okay. Let's glue down some butterflies. Let's make some commitments to butterfly placement. Right there. Right there. And I'm going to cut these two loops because I would rather have these be sticky up wispy bits than looped wispy bits. There we go. And I think that was a bad choice right there because I don't like that one anymore. All right, next butterfly anyway, because we're just making commitments here. Okay, I'm just making commitments here. Did you hear me try to drag you into this? I mean, that way I wouldn't have to take complete responsibility for my own wispiness choices. If I could blame it on my viewers too. There we go. Okay, and okay. And lastly, the little green guy. Okay. All right, there is a very lopsided camera. That's what that is. Okay. There is our tag so far. Don't know how you're feeling about it. I'm kind of liking the results. Now, I'm going to get a paper punch. Why is my paper punch stick? Drives me a little bit bonkers. And I am going to punch a hole in my tag. And I'm kind of eyeballing where I think the center is, and I think that is close enough, and pop. Okay. Here's where I'm going to do one thing to bring some of the focus back to that freebie paper under there. Is I'm going to take a chunk of the leftovers, and I'm going to use my hole reinforcer to cut out 2 hole reinforcements. And I'm hoping, although I have to admit that this isn't much, right? But I'm hoping what this will do is be enough to pull the design and colors back up to the top of the card. Yes, I outlined everything. I wasn't kidding. That wasn't a joke. It's true and ridiculous and kind of an addiction. Alright. Squish. The butterflies are trying to get away. No getting away, guys. I think I want this one here. It seems to have a little bit more color going on. Oops. Don't go off camera, lady. That's rude. Let's see about this one. Really didn't make much difference. Both of them kind of do the job. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yipes. Get that in place. And then, let's see, we're going to do a couple of things on the back of this card. So one thing I don't have to do to the back of this card is create writing space because the back is already craft. It's a light enough cardboard that you could totally write on here and see what you've written. But I want to do a little bit of design element on the bottom so that it mimics the front. So I'm actually going to tear a piece that goes across here. But you know what? Okay, hang on. I'm going to tear all the way across first. And then I'm going to grab my paper trimmer and make a new left edge because I want a heavier color. I'll show you what I mean. So this was what would have been down in this left corner. And you see how all the design parts are missing, and it's the farthest background bit that's there. It feels very light and fluffy to me, and I've never liked light and fluffy down on the bottom. I always need heavier on the bottom. So what I did is I trimmed that off, and now look at, I got this darkest color here on the back, and I got more of that design in there. That's exactly what I wanted. I also want to do some tearing like that, so that mimics the design on the front. And then, of course, because everything has to be the same, because this is me, we're gonna have to do some peeled paint on this torn edge and on the straight edges, but I mean to cover up all the white on the torn bit, so it'll get a little bit fatter line of peeled paint on the front, or on the torn edge, I mean, and a little bit thinner, cleaner line on the straight bits. Okay, there we go. Then that's going to go right here. Let's just glue that right down. Okay, there we go. Now, a couple more things are going to happen here. One is that I want a word to go here, and I want it to be something inspirational. I wonder, yeah, okay. I wonder if, I'm going to reach over here. I know you can't see what over here means. I don't know why I said it, but there you go. Oh, yeah. I'll push the camera out again, too, because otherwise you won't be able to tell what the heck I'm talking about. So I have here, well, I apparently lied to myself because I said that this was people and sentiments. I wrote it on the side over here, and this is not people or sentiments. I mean, there's one gnome, but I wonder where my sentiments are. Okay, I think I see. This is what happens when you rearrange your studio. You don't even know where your own toys are. But I think I didn't have to reach all the way over to that side because I think they're right here. I don't want this one, I'm sure, but I'm just trying some stuff. Best ever. Could go moments. That's kind of stupid. I have fairy tale. I don't want that. I certainly do not want memories. I'll tell you why in a minute. Snapshot, no. Kindness, I mean, kindness maybe, but blah. We could do imagination. Imagination might be a thing. It's a little small. I don't like those big wordy sentiments, right? I just like little words that sort of inspire a thought, or here we go. I think this might be the thing. Either one of these. Maybe Simply Stunning. I don't think so, though. I think it's going to be this one. You Are a Natural Beauty. And yes, that is the one. So the reason I want a particular mood in whatever word I choose here is because I'm going to collect all the things that I make for Friday freebie features, and I'm going to donate them to the Children's Hospital, and some might go to the some will go to the cancer center near here. Also, if I end up making enough of them, they might go to other cancer centers other than just local for me. But I want them to have the right sentiment, because it's not supposed to be something that people hang on to. There's this place where I have gone for iron infusions, and they have those hugs, pocket hugs, right? And people can take them when they need them, because a lot of people, or the place I went for my iron infusions is also the cancer center, so there's a lot of chemotherapy and stuff going on there. Anyways, if you need a pocket hug, you can just take one, and they get that stuff and other stuff by people just making them and donating them. I'm going to do some sort of play on those as well, but I'm also going to make these things for going over there too. The Friday freebie things are going to go there. And the butterflies on the front are very natural, and they're beautiful. And so are the people that have to go through such difficult things, right? I don't think I'm going to... Oh, shoot. I wasn't going to add any of the cheesecloth to this, and now I'm totally gonna. I wasn't gonna, and now I am gonna. I use such great words, don't I? There we go. There we go. There we go. Just like that. Hopefully this will stick out just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Now, only one thing left to do. Ready? It's this. I have this ribbon that just happens to have turquoise and chartreuse in it. And we're going to use it as a tie for the tag. We certainly don't need all of it. But we're going to make a lovely bow up here. Not a bow. We're going to just make a knot, actually. I don't know why I said bow. Put a little dot of glue inside there before you pull it tight, and it will stay forever and ever and ever. There we go. Chop that off and make it all frayed at the end. I mean, this fray is so easy, it might end up all frayed at some point or another, but that's perfectly okay. And then, last, I know I already said that, but the very last thing I'm going to do is put this bulb pin on. So I have chartreuse, turquoise, and the closest thing I had to terracotta. I mean, let's just call it a spade. I mean, it's not a spade, but let's call it what it is. It's brown. But I didn't have a terracotta bead. So, you know, I did my best, peoples. But I'm just going to put a bulb pin through this just to have a little bit of a charm effect, because I love charms and hangy bits and stuff. But there we go. There's the whole project. This is just an example of something that you can do with freebies you can find on the internet. This particular one, PM Artist Studio and Makers of Mixed Media. You are a natural beauty. Ooh, that's lopsided. There we go. That's better. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it for my very first Friday freebie feature. So, the series got its name because a lot of people put out freebies on Fridays. Some even call it Friday freebies. And I am not going to be making digital kits, but I am going to feature those freebies and just make links in the description box for all the things that you might want to give a try. If you have a printer in your house and you have a scissors and you have some glue, you can give these freebies a try and just play with crafty things. Whether you just don't have the money to spend on this kind of stuff and you want to give it a shot, or if you just are not sure about a company or a product or whatever. It doesn't matter what the reason is. Get yourself some freebies, give some art a try, because it's just good for your spirit and good for your brain. Okay, I will see you next Friday on the next Friday freebie feature. Thanks for tuning in to the whole bucket. Like, subscribe, leave comments, stuff. Okay, bye.